I'd like to see Canada become our 51st state. We give them protection, military protection. We don't need them to build our cars. I'd rather see Detroit or South Carolina or any one of our Tennessee, any one of our states build the cars. They could do it very easily. We don't need them for the cars. We don't need them for lumber. We don't need them for anything. We don't need them for energy. We have more energy than they do. We don't need them for energy. So I say, why are we doing this? Why are we willing to lose between $100 billion and $200 billion a year? We don't need them. As a state, it's different. As a state, it's much different. And there are no tariffs. So I'd love to see that, but some people say that would be a long shot. If people wanted to play the game right, it would be 100% certain.
This is just memes. Yeah, what he says doesn't really matter. There's not much of a relationship between stuff that he says and stuff that happens, it seems. The funny thing is that if we actually annexed Canada and made them our 51st state, it would change almost nothing economically because we already have insanely preferential trade policies with Canada. It would literally make no difference. In fact, it would lower the per capita GDP of the United States. Like it would, in terms of like overall, it would not. Yeah, the voting demos would change, certainly. Canada would lose their universal health care. Yeah, but like we would, who cares if the manufacturing is done outside the country? We have the money to get the stuff that we need. If it was done inside the country, we would have to pay for that labor anyway. They'd flip the Senate. We'd probably give them no representation. Oh my God, is he going to back off the Canada tariffs too? President Trump tells me his call with Prime Minister Trudeau went very well. Asked if the tariffs against Canada are still going to affect tonight. He said, watch. Jesus. I'm telling you, I still don't think this is a nothing ever happens moment because all of this fiddling is still something happening. I really do, genuinely. Like the amount of instability we're signaling, any chance these tariffs were just a smokescreen on the coup in the Treasury? Maybe that's what they're intended to be, but it still sort of contributes to the downfall of the United States a little bit. Not following up on these threats. You need to accept you're stuck with Trump for 4 years. There's no speedrunning collabs. I'm sorry, dude. Elon still is literally in the Department of the Treasury right now, chewing on random wires. Things are happening, like, really quick. This flip-flopping, this insane, like, wah, 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 wah. You know, this to me is like Rome falling shit, you know? Except Rome took hundreds of years to fall. Not falling fast enough. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. Trump had 2 calls with Trudeau today, one this morning and one just before this event. It remains to be seen if he pauses or imposes the tariffs on Canada after halting those against Mexico for at least 1 month following a call with Mexico's leader. I refuse to sit through this circus act for the next 4 years. I've got really bad news for you. I genuinely don't know how much of a say you have in that. 30-day Canada tariff pause! Woo! Okay. All right. So the oligarchs told Trump to dial it back and not collapse the economy just yet. So all we've done so far, at least for the so again, remember, Trump said nothing could be done to stop the tariffs coming down on Canada and Mexico. And now pulling the same act twice. Is this still good because it makes Trump look weak? Oh, I'm sure Trump supporters are going to be running up and down the aisles saying, look at what a grand negotiator he is. He extracted basically nothing from Mexico. And, you know, what did he get from Canada? 1.3 billion border plan. Nearly 10,000 frontline personnel will be working to protect the border. Wait, this is the same as with Mexico. No, that's the original plan, not the additional stuff. In addition, Canada is making new commitments to appoint a fentanyl czar. We will list cartels as terrorists, ensure 24/7 eyes on the border, launch a Canada-U.S. Joint Strike Force to combat organized crime, fentanyl, money laundering. New intelligence directive on organized crime and fentanyl will be back with $200 million. This is nothing. This just trains Trump that doing what he gets him a small win. And all it cost him was political goodwill in your 2 closest allies and strongest trading partners, along with the rest of the developed world. And all it took to get nothing from Mexico and nothing from Canada that will change nothing, all it took was a massive crippling blow to our ability to negotiate in the future, the enduring hatred of Canadians and Mexicans, and establish plans from both countries to initiate retaliatory tariffs the moment these go through. so he's getting away with it. Did you listen to what I just said? There are two ways this can go for both Mexico and Canada. Either 30 days pass and Trump is like, you haven't done enough, give me another meaningless virtue signal, or a really super duper definitely tariff you this time, definitely for sure, I really will this time, trust me. Donald Trump in 30 days says fentanyl is solved. And for the rest of his administration, he bans the CDC from posting information about fentanyl deaths in America, and he pretends the number's gone down to 0. I'm still annoyed conservatives will see this as a win. They'll see everything as a win. You know, after the Dresden fire bombings, Nazis were probably like, look at how much ammunition the Allies have wasted on this city. Look, that one didn't even hit anything. Ha 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 ha. Stupid Americans. They're delusional. Yeah, Kowalski is correct in that you guys can still expect prices to go up because this instability affects companies' long-term planning decisions. Like now, companies have to deal with every 30 days, we get an up-to-the-last-minute update on whether or not their entire, like, you know, business infrastructure is going to be upended. Which means they're going to raise prices to account for the fact they're going to be storing more product ahead of time. They're probably going to be like looking for other ways of shoring up the resources they need to produce stuff domestically because they don't know if they're going to be able to keep getting it reliably from Canada. Basically, so much of our economy is built on trust and confidence that things will continue as they are. And this, you know, kind of throws a wrench into it. A lot of contracts probably got shredded in the last 24 hours. Yeah. Or at the very least, like, people are nervously eyeing it. Hadn't automakers already paused some factories? Yeah. It's not like they're in the know, you know? Businesses like stability. There are only a few businesses that profit from instability, and they still like a certain kind of stability, you know? Even the businesses that are out there selling, like, masks in the pandemic or guns in a war, they still want the stability to make sure they can get, like, paid for what they're selling, make sure that the supply lines are, you know... So did Canada and Mexico cancel their tariffs as well? The retaliatory tariffs? Well, they're meant to be retaliatory. I'd say this is a non-mod. Then perhaps you would enjoy saying it as a non-mod. After the election, the company my partner works for bought enough steel and other materials to do their projects for 4 years. Got to pay for the storage on that? This is really funny. Well, at least they got metal reserved. And I have to wait a little bit for Trudeau to fire the missiles. Sorry, guys. Ontario Premier still tore up the $100 million contract with Elon. That still makes sense. Not nearly as damaging, probably inflationary. It's certainly not going to help the economy. The economy does not benefit from this. Base Ontario sucks. Well, I wouldn't know. I haven't been there. The way you said Ontario made me convulse. You're Canadian. Who the f cares how you feel about how things are pronounced? Forget about it. You're Californian? Yeah, I possess the global English accent. I have the Hollywood voice. You know, everyone can understand what I'm saying. No, what people don't even say I have an accent. That's a cultural victory right there.